about Chanakya and Swami Vivekananda inspired by the Gita? To talk about this subject, we have a fascinating panel with us today.
Friends, on this particular very important day for our country, that is the National Youth Day and the birthday of an inspiring youth leader, Swami Vivekananda, what can be a better topic that we have selected? Bhagavad Gita through the eyes of Chanakya and Swami Vivekananda. As Swami Chinmaya said, and as Vikramji also mentioned, youth are not useless, they are useless. Youth are not careless, they are caredless. Let me share an instance with all of you, which Swami Chinmaya used to mention a lot. Gurudev, as we call him, once was asked by someone, isn't Bhagavad Gita meant for post-retirement studying? And he used to always say, Bhagavad Gita is like a road map which you use before you taking the journey, before you take up the journey. Do you use a road map after you have completed the journey? If you are young and as early you can start your study of Bhagavad Gita, it will help you to navigate and reach the goal of life. I'm going to be talking about three people without whom India can never be complete. Sri Krishna, Chanakya, and Swami Vivekananda, person that we want to talk about, Sri Krishna. Second is Chanakya, who lived. Now comes Swami Vivekananda. Sri Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, right in the middle of the battlefield, is a foundation through which we understand what is practical spirituality. In the Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, Gurudev, Swami Chinmaya put it very nicely. It is about dynamic spirituality, not just passive spirituality. So let's talk about the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and of course, see that philosophy through the eyes of Chanakya and Swami Vivekananda. I just want to tell you one concept among many concepts. Yes, one concept of Bhagavad Gita, that is Karma Yoga. It is about activity with the base of divinity. So what is Karma Yoga? There are a lot of interpretations about it and you should study different interpretations. While Sri Krishna had his own understanding and the explanation given to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Chanakya also practiced Karma Yoga in his own way, and so did Swami Vivekananda. All of us are active. Activity doesn't mean Karma Yoga. Activity with the right attitude is Karma Yoga. Studying the life of Swami Vivekananda, you see that he was also a rational, dynamic youth who inspired a lot of people to do their activity towards national productivity. Swami Vivekananda is the grandfather of our nation. Swami Vivekananda inspired a lot of freedom fighters to work towards national independence. He was a person who inspired industrialists like the Tata Group to set up research institutions in India. And today, what we are is also the vision of Swami Vivekananda in reality. Friends, I would like to speak about one very interesting topic, which all three, Swami Vivekananda, Chanakya, and Krishna, had put into action, and that is called leadership. Yes, they were all leaders in their own spaces. And I'm going to be talking about 5 points where you can connect all the three great people.
Dr. Pillai, I just have, you touched upon something called dynamic spirituality as opposed to passive spirituality. Can you just explain that a bit, please?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, thank you, Dr. Pillai, for such an enriching discussion. Just fascinating to see the connect over centuries. The one question I had was obviously on Karma Yoga and what you said about finding your Swadharma. Now, that is, loosely translated, your highest purpose. Now, given how the world, is changing, and it changes, what was 5 years ago may not be relevant 10 years later. Do you feel there's only one single Swadharma for all of us? Or do you feel that it may evolve over time for each one of us?
Dr. Pillai, I have a question that, in Gita, we talk about the concept of Abhyuday and Nishrayata. Abhyuday is working for the common good, and Nishrayata is for your spiritual growth. So in today's modern age where, it's a rat race and it's a very, very materialistic world, how would you explain to the youth that how can they, follow these two principles and yet be successful? So I would request you to elaborate on this.
My thanks to everybody, to Dr. Pillai, Vinita Bajoria ji, Mahima Swarup ji, Gautam Gatia ji. Thank you very, very much